Like you, we put a lot of time, money, and effort into our hunting properties to grow bigger deer, and game cameras are a critical part of that process. But what can many times happen is as we get more pictures of quality deer on those game cameras, we're going to want to go check those cameras more and more often. And that can be a double-edged sword, because the more you're in there checking that camera, the more scent you're leaving, and the more you might be educating that big buck that you're in the area. But you know what? Spypoint's new for 2012, the Tiny W2 solves that problem via its wireless remote system that allows you to check your pictures via this receiver box up to 100 yards away. And we're going to talk about that system today. Let's talk about some great features within the Spypoint Tiny W2 camera itself. Fast trigger speed, how about 0-second trigger speed? The reason you're able to get that is that there's 2 sensors on each side of this camera. So as that animal moves in front of the camera wakes up faster and ensures centered pictures every single time. 38 LEDs and a 7-zone detection range to again ensure centered pictures every single time. Faster recovery time. They've actually modified the technology to go from 1 minute down to 10 seconds. And that's important, that if you're setting this camera up over a trail, you gotta have that faster recovery time, and they've incorporated that into the new Tiny W2. 8 megapixel photos and video capability. So a ton of great features all wrapped up in this tiny camera, the Spypoint Tiny W2. Hey, a few more great features of the Spypoint Tiny W2 camera are: one, you've got an easy removal bracket from the tree, and on the back of the camera itself, you've got nearly a 2.5-inch screen for super easy setup, and you can check your pictures and video right from the screen as well. We just got done setting up our Spypoint Tiny W2 camera in the woods, and right now I'm walking through what's going to be a high quality food plot in about a month. And with virtually every other game camera that's out on the market, I would have to constantly walk through this food plot to check my pictures. And that's a problem, because the more I walk through this food plot, the more I'm leaving my scent, and the more I might be educating a big buck that I might be hunting. But Spypoint's Tiny W2, new for 2012, solves that problem, because now I can set this receiver box up 100 yards away and capture my pictures via this box, and I'm checking on that big buck and he doesn't even know it. This is how simple it is to use and to set up the receiver box. Simply unscrew the bottom. You got your SD card slot here. You got your spot for your 6 AA batteries and an on and off switch. Put your cap back on. Set it up to your tree or to your fence post, up to 100 yards away, and it's just that simple to set up and to use the Spypoint Tiny W2 receiver box. It's about that time you're going to have to choose a game camera. And if you're looking for a game changer, if you're looking for a game camera that not only captures high quality pictures and video from the camera itself, but also allows you to set up a remote wireless system where you can capture those same high quality pictures via receiver box up to 100 yards away and minimize your scent and presence of a big buck that you might be hunting, then I highly suggest you check out the Spypoint Tiny W2, new for 2012.